You're listening to Manx Radio, and I'm Judith Lay, welcoming you to the podcast of Today at the Guild, results and winning performances from the 2022 Manx Music, Speech and Dance Festival.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
Master Mine, a very good evening to you. It's Judith back in the studio, back from the Villa Marina to bring you results and news from today at the Guild. It is just wonderful to appreciate how much talent there is and to listen to our adjudicators, our visiting adjudicators, full of praise for everybody who's joining in the festival. Now, it was a late finish last night. I was working in the studio here after I'd done this programme, but I was getting messages from friends who were there in the Royal Hall saying that it was something like a 11:30 finish. And I think we need to put out a word of congratulations to everybody who stayed the course, as you might say, and to all the staff at the Villa who were there and looked after everybody so well, as they always do. But there's no doubt about it. There were 3 big classes and they were very well supported. Very, very popular classes. These are classes for teenagers. We started the evening with a girls' solo. That was for 16 to 18-year-olds. Then we followed it with a popular song, and that was 14 to 18-year-olds, and then concluded with songs from the musicals for 14 to 18-year-olds. Now, as you can imagine, they're popular classes. And we had something like, altogether, about over 50 young people who were taking part. So you can imagine there was some fantastic entertainment there, even though it was quite a late finish. So I thought that we would start off with listening to some of the winning performances from those classes. So we'll go now to the songs from the musicals. And as I say, this was in the age range 14 to 18. The official accompanist is Madeline Kelly, and it's simply an own choice class. It's quite a range to pick from, including film and television. And the adjudicator was Malcolm Green, again like all our adjudicators, well versed in all the disciplines, very experienced, and so able to give a lot of informed comment. The class was won by Amy Gravestock. All Falls Down was her choice from the musical Chaplin. Let's listen now to class winner Songs from the Musicals. This is Amy Gravestock.
Hey there, Mr. Chaplin. You may think I'm rather small, 'cause the posh papers are falling at your feet. So go ahead and snub me and don't return my calls, and build your house on top of Easy Street. But what you gonna do when it all falls down? 'Cause I let a little rumor spread. What you gonna do if I change the name of the person sleeping in your bed? What you gonna do if I tell the tale that makes the country turn its head? Just a little gossip and just a little lie. I'll simply say the little tramp was just a little spy. And what's he gonna do when it all falls down? Hey there, Mr. Chaplin. Well, your act deserves applause. You wave our flag and the country is impressed. But I'm a voice among the crowd that's questioning your cause. And now I'll spread my doubts among the rest. But what you gonna do when it all falls down? And where you gonna go from there? What you gonna do when the money's gone? And who you gonna buy to care? What you gonna do when the country says, now get yourself out of here? What you gonna paint when you cannot paint the town? I'm gonna wipe the smile from that famous little clown. And what's he gonna do when what's he gonna do when it all falls down?
And as you can hear there from that thunderous applause in the Royal Hall, popular, very, very popular performance there from Amy Gravestock. What a fantastic voice, such power and such expression. Amy Gravestock, winner of the songs from the musicals 14 to 18-year-olds, and the official accompanist there was Madeline Kelly. Class before the songs from the show's musicals, the class before that was Popular Song. Again, it was an open choice. Again, it's for the age range of 14 to 18-year-olds. And the definition there is just a song that's written for immediate appeal, which has become part of a long-term repertoire of popular music. A class-winning performance from Emily Bridson and Somebody to Love by Freddie Mercury.
Can anybody find me somebody to love? Each morning I get up, I dial it all, can barely stand on my feet. Take a look in the mirror and cry, Lord, what you doing to me? I have spent all my years in believing you, but I just can't get no relief. Lord, somebody, ooh, somebody, can anybody find me somebody to love? I work hard every day of my life. I work till I ache in my bones. At the end, I take home my hard-earned pay all on my own. I get down on my knees and I start to pray till the tears run down from my eyes. Lord, somebody, ooh, somebody, can anybody find me somebody to love? Every day I try and I try and I try, but everybody wants to put me down. They say I'm going crazy. They say I got a lot of water on my brain. I got no common sense. He's got nobody left to believe. Ooh, somebody, can anybody find me somebody to love? Got no feel, I got no rhythm, I just keep losing my beat. I'm okay, I'm alright, and I ain't gonna face no defeat. I just gotta get out of this prison cell. One day I'm gonna be free. Lord, find me somebody to love. 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 Somebody, 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 somebody find me. Somebody find me somebody to love. Can anybody find me somebody to love?
Now, that was a class-winning performance, a terrific strong voice there from Emily Bridson and Somebody to Love by Freddie Mercury. Now, working back through the evening, last night the competition started in the Royal Hall with the girls' solo, and again, this is a similar age range. It's for 15 to 18-year-olds. Again, the official accompanist is Wendy McDowell. Wendy's been working very hard this week. And a test piece was set for this one. It's not an own choice class. And the test piece is by Richard Rodney Bennett, and it is The Birds Lament. The class was won by CAELI Plumbley, and here she is to sing for you now.
Oh, says the linnet, if I sing, my love forsook me in the spring, and nevermore will I be seen without my satin gown of green. Oh, says the pretty jay, now my love is gone away, and for the memory of my dear, a feather of each sort I'll wear. Oh, says the rook and the crow, the reason why in black we go, because our love has us forsook. So pity us, poor crow and rook. Oh, says the pretty speckled thrush that changes its note from bush to bush, my love has left me here alone. I fear she never will return.
Beautiful singing there, and that was from CAELI Plumbley and the Richard Rodney Bennett song, The Birds Lament. I think a little bit of piano music would make a nice little interlude wouldn't it?
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
Now, Jack McLEAN, whenever I see him, he's playing a different musical instrument, and he's playing it really well. I've seen him playing the accordion, the guitar, a whole range of instruments. And so I was very, very interested to see that in the Guild this year, he is playing the piano, and he's playing it superbly. Class-winning performance here, playing from memory. Debussy, this is Jack McLEAN. Playing Arabesque No. 1 by Debussy. Very talented young man, Jack McLEAN. And he was a class winner there. Lots of success and some beautiful playing in the piano classes. Just to remind you of the people who won classes, there was it was a win for Chloe Woolley and Joe Callister. In one of the classes, Jonathan King took a first place in a piano accompaniment class. That it was a win for Francesca Rolls, again playing piano from memory, but for a lower age group, the one below the age group. Jack was in the adult class, although he's very young, he's only just in the adult class. But well done to Francesca Rolls, who was in the 16 to 18 class for playing piano solo from memory. Jack, as I say, the winner in the adult class. Chris Yeagus got 90 marks, did very well indeed in a piano solo class. That's for adults. And again, there was another win for Chris in the piano solo class for any age. There are some piano classes that go by age and some that go by grades. If you can be any age, but you have to be at a certain grade. And there's several classes for that. So there's quite a scope for people to find a place where they fit in. But beautiful playing, and congratulations to everybody who took those first places, because they were all with very good marks. It tends to be largely the festival policy now that marks are not given out, places are given out, or rather first, second, places are given out. Sometimes there are joint second places, but everybody is referred to the website and their adjudication sheets. So all the competitors get an adjudication sheet with helpful comments on and their marks. But the marks are not read out, not published as they used to be, but they are available on the website for anybody who would like to go and take a look. But we just want to celebrate everybody who's taking part, to be quite honest with you, don't we? That's what we like to do. Now, let's have some more singing. And this is another of our very talented young singers who's qualified for a place in the Sheffield Plate competition that's going to be on Saturday evening. The Sheffield Plate, the award that the Guild offers to the best young voice in the festival. Now, we're building up the list quite nicely, and CARA ROWLES has earned her place to compete for the Sheffield Plate, and let's listen as Cara sings for us now. And in her class, it is a set piece, and it is The Little Spanish Town by Peter Jenkins. The accompanist is Wendy McDowell. Cara won the class, and she's going to sing for you now. Very confident singing there from CARA ROWLES, accompanied by Wendy McDowell. And congratulations to Cara, earning her place in the Sheffield Plate test. 6:30 on Saturday evening. The list of that is building nicely. We've already got Penny Lavery, CARA ROWLES, Theo Hills and Lila King. And there's 3 more classes that will be decided as the days go on, so that we get the full lineup. Unfortunately, we've no boy trebles this year, but that's sometimes how it happens. So there will be just one class that won't be represented in the final. But having heard the 4 young people that we have already, it's going to be a very, very entertaining event. Now, something else that's going to be very good is the competition for the Cleveland Medal on Friday night. Now, we have had competitions this afternoon that have determined where the 3 other places are going to the 3 men who will be competing. But yesterday we found out that it would be Karen Elliott, Debbie Gooding and MORAG WITHEY who will be singing on Friday night. And we're going to listen to them, each of them, sing now. For their qualifying competitions yesterday, they had to sing 2 pieces. We're just going to hear 1 piece from each of them now. And I think just 1 piece will be more than enough for you to realise what very, very special singing we have here. There were 2 voice types. We didn't have anybody in the special contralto class yesterday. Special sopranos and special mezzos. Those were the 2 voice types who were competing yesterday. For the special sopranos, the accompanist was Madeline Kelly, and Frank Woolley was the accompanist for the mezzo-sopranos. We're going to listen now to MORAG WITHEY. MORAG is going to sing for her, and she chose Laudate Dominum by Mozart and Ain't It a Pretty Night. They're not set songs, but they are set composers. One must be a song by Mozart, Rossini or Quilter, and then 1 song of the competitor's own choice. And it's MORAG's own choice that we're going to listen to now. MORAG WITHEY, accompanied by Madeline Kelly, and she's singing Ain't It a Pretty Night.
I aim to heaven and cover us up and cover us up in one big blanket of velvet and diamonds.
From a modern composer, Carlisle Floyd, Ain't It a Pretty Night? That was the voice of MORAG WITHEY. Now, the new way of determining who will compete for the Cleveland Medal is that the different voice types sing. So we had all the sopranos sang, then the mezzo-sopranos sang, and the adjudicator commented on everybody, discussed everybody's performance, and then allocated marks. And the three people, irrespective of their voice type, the three highest marked would go through to the Cleveland Medal. So this means that we have two sopranos and one mezzo, because they were the three singers who gained the highest marks. MORAG was one of them. The other was Debbie Gooding, and we're going to listen to Debbie sing for us now. Debbie, mezzo-soprano, and she chose a piece by Rossini, which, as was specified, had to choose from one of the set composers, Mozart, Rossini or Quilter, and then her own choice. We're going to listen to Debbie's own choice next, and it is Art is Calling for Me by Victor Herbert. In just a moment, the voice of Debbie Gooding, and her accompanist is Frank Woolley.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.
Mama is a queen and Papa is a king, so I am a princess and I know it. But court etiquette is a dull, dreary thing. I just hate it all, and I show it. To sing on the stage, that's the one life for me. My figure's just like Tetrazzini. I know I'd win fame if I sang in Bohème, that opera by Signor Puccini. I've roulades and the trails that would send the cold chills down the backs of all heroes of my vocal chest. I long to be a prima donna, donna, donna. I long to shine upon the stage. I have the embonpoint to become the queen of song, and my figure would look pretty as a page. I long to be a screechy, peachy, cantabreachy, like all the fat girls that I see. I hate society, I hate propriety. Art is calling for me. I'm in the elite, and men sigh at my feet. Still, I do not fancy my position. I have not much use for the men that I meet. I just burn with lyric ambition. Those tenors so sweet, if they'd make love to me, I'd be a success, that I do know. And never I'd oust if I once sang in Faust, that opera so charming by Gounod. Girls would be on the brink of hysterics, I think. Even strong men would have to go out for a drink. I long to be a prima donna, donna, donna. I long to shine upon the stage with my embonpoint and my tra-la-la-la-la. I would be the chief sensation of the age. I long to hear them shouting viva to the diva. Oh, how very lovely that would be. That's what I'm dying for. That's what I'm sighing for. Art is calling for her.
is a great choice, isn't it? Art is Calling for Me. And that was by Victor Herbert and the lovely singing of Debbie Gooding. So, third to compete is going to be Karen Elliott. And Karen's choice is Quilter, It Was a Lover and His Lass. And she chose a piece from Cavalera Rusticana for her own choice. We're going to listen to the Quilter piece now. This is Karen Elliott. Her accompanist is Madeline Kelly, and Karen is going to sing for us It Was a Lover and His Lass. This is Karen Elliott.
It was a lover and his lass, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny-no, that all the grey cornfield did pass in the springtime, the only pretty ring-time, when the birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-ding, 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 sweet lovers love the spring. Between the acres of the rye, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny-no, these pretty country folks would lie in the springtime, the only pretty ring-time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-ding, 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 sweet lovers love the spring. This carol they began that hour with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny-no, how that life was but a flower in springtime, the only pretty ring-time, when the birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-ding, 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 sweet lovers love the spring. And therefore take the present time with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny-no, for love is crowned with the prime in the springtime, the only pretty ring-time, when the birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-ding, 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 sweet lovers love the spring.
Well-deserved applause there for Karen Elliott, and she was accompanied there by Madeline Kelly. So, we have our choice of the female voices now, two sopranos, Karen and Morag, and Debbie, the mezzo-soprano. So this afternoon, we went through the same process for the men who were singing, and we had 3 special solo classes because we had we had a good number of men singing, and all of us sitting there in the Royal Hall listening were looking at each other and saying, we wouldn't like to have to make a choice because it was such a high standard. We had 5 tenors who were singing, 4 baritones and 2 basses. And again, it was the same principle. It was a choice of composers that the singers had to pick from for one of their pieces, and then the second one was an own choice. And there's an implied rule that it's making contrasting pieces out of those. And we did have a whole range of fine music to listen to, and when the adjudication came, very high marks. Now, again, it's the 3 people, irrespective of voice type, the 3 people who get the highest marks. So, when we had people like Simon Bampton getting 90 marks, we thought, oh, surely Simon's going to qualify. And then the marks went on being given out, and eventually, although Simon sang wonderfully and got 90 marks, it was even higher marks in the 90s that took 3 men through to sing on Friday night. And our finalists are Neil Taverner, Paul Costain and Matthew Quinn. Matthew Quinn, who won the Cleveland Medal in 2019, and Paul Costain, who is no stranger to winning Cleveland medals. Paul got 92 marks. This is just to give you an indication of the standard. Paul had 92 marks, so did Matthew Quinn, and Neil Taverner had 91. But as I say, Simon had 90. There were several singers with 88, 89, so that gives you an idea of the quality of the singing. But this is a new trial that the committee have put forward as a way of qualifying for the Cleveland Medal, that rather than pick a winner in each voice class, as it has been in previous years, that it's the 3 singers who get the highest marks. Now, because that competition just took place this afternoon, I don't actually have that ready to play for you tonight, but I will let you hear some singing from Neil and Paul and Matthew on tomorrow night's programme when we go to the Guild again between 9 and 10. But there are lots more winning performances that I still have to share with you. And I promised you earlier in the week that I would go back to earlier classes and just to give you the best possible mixture of performances, really, just to give you a flavour of the variety that is the Guild. And we're going quite far back, really to the weekend, actually, for the next piece of music that I'd like to play for you. And this is from the vocal ensemble class for adults, and it was Corregin Vannin. And I'm reliably informed, despite my dreadful pronunciation, is Manx language for Manx voices, and in fact the ensemble was drawn from that choir Manx Voices. They're conducted by Jane Corkill, and they are singing Spell of Safekeeping, music by Bob Chilcott, and this is Corregin Vannin. Corregin Vannin, Spell of Safekeeping, music by Bob Chilcott. Something else that I've been promising to play for you, another very promising brass instrumentalist, and at the beginning of the Guild, traditionally, is solos, ensembles, brass players generally on the Saturday, and Shay Mackey won a class on Saturday. And let's listen to her now, because again, we've got so many promising young brass players, and these early classes in the Guild are a great way to showcase their abilities. Playing now from Shay Mackey, she won the brass solo for years 14 to 15. So as I say, another of our very promising young players. Shay Mackey playing On My Own, and her accompanist is Naomi Longworth. Very, very fine playing there from Shay Mackey, and that was a class-winning performance. Something, again, that I promised that I would play for you. We had the folk song class that the adjudicator said was very, very different. He said it really was like a small concert more than a competition, because there was such quality and such variety in all the pieces that were chosen. This is for singers aged 15 to 18. And we've already heard from Grace Lee, from Emily BRIDSON, and from Zach Colligan, who was the class winner. The final one that I'd like to play for you now is Evie Skillicorn, and she was accompanied by Patricia Cullen. This is Evie Skillicorn from the folk song class.
I know where I'm going, and I know who's going with me. I know who I love, but the dear knows who will marry. I have stockings of silk, shoes of fine green leather, combs to book on my hair, and a soft and painted rooms are bonny, but I would leave them all to go with my love Johnny. I know where I'm going, and I know who's going with me. I know who I love, but the dear knows who I'll marry. I know where I'm going, and I know who's going with me. I know who I love, but that dear knows who I'll marry.
Evie Skillicorn singing for us there. I know where I'm going. Evie Skillicorn, very talented young lady. We're just going to pop into St Thomas's Church now for some results from the classes that were there Tuesday night. 3 classes: Foreign Language Art Song, Song by British Composers, and American Art Song. These are all adult classes. So the evening began with the Foreign Language Art Song, and it was first place for Sarah Shimin. In the British Composers class, again an adult singers class, we had a win for Simon Fletcher. First place for Simon, and Sarah, who'd won the previous class, she came second in that class. And then we finished the evening with the American Art Song class, and this produced a first place for Wendy Cragine Hall, and it's Wendy's singing that we're going to listen to now. Wendy is accompanied by Patricia Cullen. This is Wendy Cragine Hall and Homeward Bound.
In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, and the sky is clear and red, when the summer sea sits
Lovely singing there, class-winning singing from Wendy Hall, accompanied by Patricia Cullen and Homeward Bound. It's a lovely melody, that, isn't it? Well, we are almost out of time, but we're finishing with, and I'm ashamed to say, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this group. They are fine instrumentalists. They are bagpipes and drums, and they are to be particularly congratulated because they won their instrumental class, and there should be 5 of them, but there was only 4. Their name means 5, and it begins with a Q. And although they were one person down, they made a fantastic contribution. And if anybody can help me with the pronunciation of their name, I would be very, very grateful. They played a selection of Scottish tunes. I chose this one because I feel very nostalgic about this. It reminds me of, I don't know why, but reminds me of my childhood. And it's Mary's Wedding. Do please take a look at manxradio.com. We've got lots of videos that are made down at the Villa Marina. I'll be back tomorrow night at 9 with another hour of news and reports from the Guild. This is Judith wishing you a very good evening. Fastamai.
Manx Radio's coverage of the Manx Music Festival is brought to you with Spectrum Windows. Find them on Facebook or spectrumwindows.im.